All right. This is Mark Henry on the On Your Mark Show on 105.4 RPWP, thepulseradio.com, powered and sponsored by Epic Sports Apparel. Today, we have one of the top baseball coaches from one of the top junior colleges in the Oklahoma area, but also one of the top junior colleges in the nation, Mack Chambers from Seminole Junior College. We're going to bring him in, talk a little baseball, kind of get an area of what JUCO baseball is all about, what you should be doing to get noticed, not just by the junior college, but just at any level. Because here in the recruiting corner, that's what we do. Again, this is Mark Henry. We're going to bring in Coach Chambers. Coach, come on in.
Hey, how you doing, Mark? Really appreciate the opportunity to be on part of what you got going on, man. I really appreciate it.
Man, well, we appreciate you giving us a little time here, and we're going to jump right into it here on the On Your Mark Show. First, what I like to do is just give a little background of how you got to Seminole, your playing career, coaching stops, and that way we get to know Mack Chambers a little bit.
Yeah, most definitely. I graduated high school in 1991 and had the opportunity to be recruited by one of the well-known coaches in the country, Lloyd Simmons, also known as Zero. He recruited me out of a little town in Spiro, Oklahoma. I was fortunate enough to be able to come in as a freshman and earn an opportunity to play for 2 years. And during a stint of 2 years, I had the opportunity to get drafted by the Cleveland Indians. Also, the scout that drafted me was a former Trojan. His name was Jimmy Richardson. And I played from 93 to 99, 4 seasons. And I played half a season of independent baseball. And then decided, I wanted to go back to school and play football. I went back to school at Northeastern State. Tom Eckert recruited me out of high school, so I had the opportunity to go back there and finish up my degree. So I went and played 2 years there, actually 3 years there, and got my degree. And then in '99, I started coaching at Muskogee High School. In the year of 2020, I ended up taking the head job. I was there for 10 years. I ended up coaching baseball and softball while I was there at Muskogee. 2009, thought I wanted to be an administrator, so I left there and went to Keys, Oklahoma. So I was an athletic director, baseball coach, and also head softball coach. So I had a lot of responsibilities, there. And then left there and went to Broken Arrow. I was at Broken Arrow for 6 years to 2018, and had an opportunity to coach my old school, and it was the right time. So I came here and became the coach 2018 here at Seminole State College, which is is a very challenging job to keep the tradition. But for me, it's like as all coaches. We're at our best when we challenge, and I accept the challenge every day to continue the tradition that was built by Lloyd Simmons, to get Seminole on the map the way it is as today.
Wow, that's an extensive journey. Talk about how your many stops have contributed to what you do today, because that gives you, it's like a gumbo. You get all those ingredients, you put them together, they simmer for a while, and once you taste them, it's really good, and that makes you more well-rounded when it comes to, today's athletes. You have to speak to them kind of different.
Sure. Yeah, I didn't have the opportunity to cross paths with a lot of great mentors, a lot of great baseball guys, a lot of great people that encouraged me to chase my dream. That's to give back to young men, which in the profession I'm in, that it's not geared to make a lot of money. I mean, you got to have a passion for the game, and you got to be self-disciplined. You got to be you got to have commitment. Your work ethic, it's got to be strong. You got to continue to do the right thing, especially as an African American a man. You do all the right things to give yourself the opportunities to be successful and get and continue to get opportunities. My mom told me a long time ago, never put yourself in positions, regardless where you're at, or you got to react, negatively, or someone else got to react negativity. So that's one thing that, I've been all around the world doing a lot of different things for, a showcase, coaching plan, coaching clinics, and had opportunities to get myself, in a bad situation, but I never put myself in that situation. And then, the mentors that I came across have always, stressed them things, to me. If you want to be successful, you got to make sure you walk a straight line and you do the things that you need to do, because opportunity will be one of the things that they look at, is your track record and what you've done. And I've been able to apply them things, every day, and then also it's the same thing that we want to instill in our athletes, in all my coaching stops. I didn't try to instill all them things to get the most out of the young men. And he goes, one day baseball is going to be over, so the life skills that, we can teach them is important. And that's the way that I go about it every day and do all my stops. Every coach I had from high school to junior college to pro ball, in coaching, as an assistant, all them things, guys, have the same value, that makes you be successful.
Now let's talk about Seminole Junior College. Tell us where it is. It's a junior college. Talk about that as well. Give us a little insight on what Seminole College baseball is all about.
Yeah, Seminole is probably about 40 minutes east of Norman. I know a lot of guys know where Norman's at, so we're about 40 minutes east of Norman. Seminole is known, worldwide, nationwide, for a few things, the ability, to bring guys in and get the most out of them, the Trojan way. Everyone is not fit to be a Trojan. It's the way we go about doing things. We focus mainly on mental toughness to prepare guys, for whenever they leave here for any level, whether it's, D2, D1, and professional baseball, or whether they leave here, they want to get out in the workforce. We're known for, sending guys to all levels. Once they get to them levels, they're very successful. We had 58 All-Americans. We had 5 National Players of the Year, 2 World Series MVP, 48 big leaguers. And so we had a track record of, guys leaving here and having a lot of success, and it's simply, guys, buying into the process of what we offer, let at the end of the day understand that, the things that we do for a reason, to help prepare guys mentally, because, 99% of this game is mental. If you can't, handle that, you're not going to be successful. You can go 0 for 3 one day, and if you're not mentally strong, then you can be done for the year. Or you can be mentally strong, and you got a game tomorrow, the next day, and you can be 4 for 4. And that's the beauty of the game of baseball. You just got to have a short memory. You can fail 7 out of 10 times, you're still going to be successful, be a 300 hitter, and be a daggum All-American or a daggum MVP at the highest level.
Well, definitely baseball is very mental. It's always mental before it's physical. How do you instill that in your players when you're talking to them? Because you just said it, you can go 0 for 3 and come back and, have a 3 for 3 day, or you can come in, and pinch hit at a crucial time and make that winning play.
We preach, a lot on short memory. You have a short memory. Body language is big. Everyone, wants to be successful, 100% of the time when they go to the plate, 100% of the time when they release a pitch, 100% of the time when, they feel the ground ball. But we all know that that's not going to happen. So, having a short memory, moving to the next pitch, moving to the next at bat, moving to the next inning, them things is things that we stress, often throughout the course and often throughout the day. Once we training, 'cause that's big for us to continue to instill, having a short memory. So, guys have a short memory. They'll be able to display when they in a battle out there between the white lines.
Now, what conference do you guys play in? What kind of schedule do you play? Is it, baseball has two seasons, the fall and the spring. How do you guys balance that as well over at Seminole Junior College?
Yeah, what we try to do, we're a little different than most. What I want to do, I like to challenge my guys. So therefore, we're gonna play the best guys that we can play. In the fall, we'll play some different schools, that we can play. Like, for example, San Jack, we try to meet up with them in Grand Prairie, Texas. They put on an event, and the last 2 years we went down. We weren't able to go this year, but last year when they started the event, we went down there, and we want to play the McClennings, the Navarros, the San Jacks, the Graysons, the Weatherfords. We want to challenge our guys to see where we at, and what putting them guys against that competition. There's going to always be a lot of scouts and a lot of coaches there to watch, because they want to see the matchups of the quality of teams that's playing, and that's the same way that we start our season. We're in a region, we're in what we call Region 2. We got a good conference, but before conference play, once again, we schedule, the McClennans, the Midlands, the Graysons, the Crowders. We schedule them guys. Our first 15 games, this year, if we don't go and play, we very well could be 0-15, because that's the caliber of teams that we're playing, and it's a high level, and that's the expectation. It's often said it's not how you start the race, it's how you finish. We need to see where we're at. We need to see how deep we are. We got to give a lot of guys, the opportunity, to throw against, top-notch programs, because, our conference is tough. Yes, we got to win, and I know I got to win, but, my expectation is for us to go out and compete and win against them guys. The same expectation is when them guys, tour up against us, as their coaches, have, for them to come out and beat the Seminoles, but the environment and the atmosphere, when we play them games, they're second to none. We'll have anywhere from last year when we played San Jack, I ran off 125 schedules, and within the first 10 minutes, my assistant coach was out of schedules. He started having scouts, taking pictures of not of schedules, our rosters. Started taking pictures of our rosters with their phone, because we ran out of paper copies to give them.
Well, that sounds like a very, very intense type schedule, an intense culture that you're building over there. Talk about some of the things that you guys do within Seminole to prepare these young men, because the junior college route, and we're going to get into that as well here on the On Your Mark show. We're with Mack Chambers from Seminole State College. It's a JUCO program, one of the best baseball programs in the country. How do you prepare a young man coming in from high school, let's say? He doesn't know anything about junior college ball. He just wants the opportunity to play. But, there's levels to this game in any sport collegiately coming from high school. When you're sitting down talking to that family, what do you tell them about Seminole to make you guys attractive as well?
Well, first thing we tell them, we're honest with them. We're bringing in the best guys that we can bring around the country. It's not guaranteed that you're going to play. I don't think we're going to offer you, is opportunity and hard work. Now, performance from you is going to dictate, well, you get the reps that you want. One of the hardest things for high school guys to come into junior college and also Division I is, they got to get used to not being the guy, not hitting in the 3-hole, not hitting in the leadoff spot. Okay, and understanding regardless where you hit is just important to the team. And that's one of the biggest things that we have issues with, with guys. So therefore, we got to coach them up. We got to say, hey, if you're not where you think you need to be headed. If you're not playing when you think you need to be playing, you got to continue to be a good teammate. You got to continue to put in your work. You got to continue to grind. And when you get your opportunity, you got to take advantage of the opportunity you got. One thing that we also, sell to our recruits is that we have what we call the JV program that Coach Simmons started, back when he started the program. So with us, instead of having 56 games on the schedule, we basically got another 30. We got 86 games. So what we do, we play a JV schedule. So the teams that we play, NAIA, Division twos, their JV programs, like Southern Nazarene, like Oklahoma Christian. There's Western Junior College is a division, is a D2 JUCO, but they have a JV program that's they got a great program. So we play them. We got 15 dates with doubleheaders for them guys. So that's 30. That's another 30 games that we can guarantee hitters they gonna get at bats during the week, and we can guarantee pitchers that they gonna get innings during the week, which is big, for guys. So someplace you go and you just set. You may set 3 to 4 weeks where you get a live at bat. That never happened here at Seminole State during the season.
Wow, that's incredible. Imagining managing that many personalities. You got, like you said, you got guys with big expectations coming from being a man. And I think what a lot of times recruits or players don't understand is this guy was all state where he came from. He was all district where he came from. Like you said, he hit in the 3-hole. Making those adjustments is key. And as a coaching staff, you have to evaluate the talent as it comes in. What are some of the things that you guys use to your advantage to do that?
Well, just, the way they go about their business, their work ethic. One thing here at Seminole, I got 4 coaches on staff, and, every day our indoor facility is open at 9 o'clock in the morning, and it closes, around 9:30 or 10 o'clock. So, the guys that, that's constantly in here early, getting in the early work, and then the same guys that are here late, them guys, they're letting us know. Like, there's some guys you can tell that they doing it just to be doing it, but you got some guys that's genuine about what they're doing, and they're trying to make the adjustments on what a coach had told them, whether it's hitting, pitching, or fielding, whatever it may be. What they they need to improve on their feet work, for improve their skills. Them guys that when we evaluate, them as individuals, what are they doing on their own time to get better. Now, during that time they're doing that, now one of the coaches will be here and now that will assist them, let's say if I'm in the office doing something and the kid is working on something, he come, hey, coach, can you look at this and see if it's better? I'll go out there, or one of my other coaches go out there, and say, yeah, that looks better. Keep doing it. So it just, them guys putting in the work and understanding the grind for them to continue to get better is important. We tell those guys every day, okay, no one should care more about your game than yourself. Not any coach, not your mom, not your dad, your granddad, grandma, anyone. And you got to care about your game if you want to be the guy. Everybody, it's kind of like they say, everybody want to play on Fridays, okay, but no, football, but nobody want to do all the grind Monday through Thursday to prepare for Friday. But when the lights come on, they want to come. It's the same thing here. If you want to play, when we playing the San Jacks, we playing the McClennans. Okay, you got to put in the time to show us that you earned that right, and we gonna trust that you gonna do what you need to do to give our team the best opportunity to win.
Well, that's definitely what it takes. A lot of times kids shy away from that. If you really want it, you got to go get it. It's a 24-hour grind. It's not something that baseball is repetitive, muscle memory, things that you have to do on a daily basis. Whereas, comparing it to football, since you played football as well, it's more physical first, and baseball is more mental than physical, because you have to know where you have to be in certain situations. You got, what do you do on a 3-2 pitch, you got run on first and third. Those are things that you have to pick up only through experience, and sometimes you can't just be coached; you have to know that as well. Again, this is Mack Chambers from Seminole State College in Oklahoma. Now, Coach, what are some of the things that you guys do on campus to keep you guys, motivated? They also have to attend school. Talk about the academic part at Seminole.
Yeah, academics is huge for us. I made it early in my statement. I talked about sending guys to the next level. The D1s. One thing, if we want D1s to come in and recruit our guys, we got to understand that they got to have a 2.5, and if they wasn't qualified, they got to graduate within an associate's degree. So therefore, going to class and taking care of your schoolwork is very, very important. The last, few years, my first year, we had 11 academic All-Americans. Last year, we had 15 academic All-Americans with the team GPA of a little over 3.1. So that's, another thing that I stress to the parents and recruits when they come in that we're big on grades and, study hall. And then if you got to miss practice to go get some help, that's very, very important. One thing that we tell guys, if you got to miss practice to take care of school, you go miss practice. Now, if you know there's some work that you need to take care of, and then the teacher reach out to me, now there's a chance that you may miss more than one day to make sure you getting your work because you put yourself in a situation that where you should have been when the teacher told you to go over there. So now we'll keep them out of practice to make sure they get caught up on the schoolwork, because if they don't pass the classes, they can't help us in the spring. And then in the spring, it's the same way that some guys don't think they got to pass. Put the effort in the classroom, but we make sure that we stay on top of them, because it'll come back and bite them in the butt if they slack in classroom in the spring. It'll catch them in the fall. And then it's some guys. They don't make the grades, and if they're on money, they get the money taken away, because that's the agreement that we made. We tell the guys to be on this. Expectations for you to make the grades. Math, and we expect A's and B's. Math, English. It's you can get away with it. Or C. Sometimes a D in the math. We understand that the math is tough. One of the toughest subjects that we deal with guys struggle with. So there's a little leniency there. If you got a D, just grind it out. And that's what's important. If they grind it out and they're showing the teacher that they're working, and now that he's more apt to give them a grade bump at the end of the semester. If they're committed to doing their work.
Well, that's great. That's what you're looking for when you're trying to get into college. It's a student athlete with the student being stressed at first. We're going to take a small break, Coach Chambers, and we'll be right back on the On Your Mark Show here on 105.4 RPWP.
All right, sounds great.
All right, we're back on the On Your Mark Show, 105.4 RPWP, thepulseradio.com, powered and sponsored by Epic Sports Apparel. Again, we have Mack Chambers from Seminole State College in Oklahoma, one of the top JUCOs in the country, talking a little baseball, talking about what you need to know about getting recruited, what you need to do to get to the next level. This applies to baseball right now, but it also applies to any sport that you're trying to get to the next level. And when we say next level, we're talking about from high school to college. Now, Coach Chambers, baseball is a big business right now, and a lot of things that I come in contact or see with people discussing on social media is showcase or travel baseball. This is a big thing. Parents are trying to figure out what they need to do showcase wise, travel ball wise. Is this the right fit for my child? Now, we're talking about from high school to college, and explain how you guys get out to evaluate players. And you guys have put on showcases as well, and how important it is to get in front of the right people when it comes to recruiting.
It's very, very important. It's like when we host showcases. One of the first thing I'll let guys know: everyone here is not going to get recruited by Seminole State, but it's a place for everybody to play. And a lot of times when we do a showcase, we invite. Actually, the last time we did a showcase, we invite other colleges around because we know that we're not going to be able to get every kid that we have at our showcase. So therefore, I'm not where, hey, no, I don't want this guy. For us, it's more about giving kids opportunity. A lot of kids go a lot of places and they pay a lot of money to these showcases, and sometimes it's only one coach, one college team there. That's not good for the individual. Because that boy realistically they're not going to a showcase and to come to Seminole State. It's like when we have showcases, man, you got to be a diamond in the rough. That we got to really show something to give us the opportunity to offer you a scholarship or offer you a walk-on spot. And offering a walk-on spot, is just as big as a scholarship. So therefore, when guys go to these places, they can't get disgruntled if a coach says, "Hey, we'll offer you a walk-on spot." So one thing I know I kind of changed that, but while I was on that, then I'll get back to what I mean by the walk-on spot. We got 24 scholarships. I got 57 guys, so therefore 33 of them guys are walk-on. So now 33 of them guys are walk-on. That don't mean there 33 guys are paying that all their schooling here at Seminole State. Well, they get help if they may be native, and parents may be in the Army. They may get financial aid. They get a lot of that, get an academic scholarship or whatever it may be. So some guys got to understand when a coach tell you walk on, you can't just say, "Oh, he want me to walk on." If we're out of money, we're out of money. I'm not gonna lie to an individual and say, "Hey, we got money," when I don't. When they get here and get a bill, okay, "Oh man, I'm sorry, we didn't have that money that we thought we was gonna have. I'm not gonna do that to a family. So therefore, I'm up front with them guys. So now, do I lose some guys like that because I want them to walk on? Sure, but do I gain some guys? I got right now on my staff. I got 2 guys that's a walk on that's on academic money. One is a 98 mile an hour pitcher, and one is a 97 mile an hour pitcher. So therefore, just giving you an idea that walk-ons can play. For us, we got limited scholarships, so therefore we got to make sure we get guys the best way we can. Okay, back to the showcase stuff. I think it's very, very important that guys do showcase their abilities at different showcases. I was at a showcase last Saturday, probably about 50 kids there, and there was 20 coaches there. So now when them 20 coaches were there and them 50 kids was there, now them kids and parents, now if their kid didn't show nothing to one of them 20 coaches, that wasn't on the organization that put on that showcase. That's on the kid. Because now, what I also tell families is you have to show something that's intriguing to a coach to catch your eye. Now that's up to the individual. It's a lot of different things, that, me personally looking, I look in the way guys carry themselves. Okay. Are they a high energy guy? I'm a high energy guy, fast paced guy. So now that's the way we play. We get on the bases, we're going to run. We're going to turn singles into doubles. We're going to turn doubles into triples, and we're going to turn triples into home runs inside the Parkers. So therefore, I'm looking for all them things that I think can help us be at the level we need to be at year in and year out. So now if we run across a guy that don't meet them qualities, now it may be something else that he may handle the bat really well. It may be a guy that can be a DH or maybe a catcher or be a first baseman. Let's give you an example. We don't recruit third basemen. So we recruit shortstops and we move them to third base. Now, if we recruit a third baseman, we're gonna move him to first base. just give you an idea on how we look, what we look for. Now it's open now. Everybody will know I recruit, but if you watch us play, you guys know that guy was a high school shortstop. Like all my infielders, right now that's playing second, third, or short, they all were high school shortstops. And we just put which one we think is going to give us the best chance every day at short. And we'll put the next guy at third, and then we put the next guy at second. And then, of course, the guy at second's got to be able to turn the double play as well.
Wow, that sounds great because they have the footwork. Usually they have
Sure.
the arm strength already developed, and you just have to shift them to the corner instead of trying to train a third baseman. If you just recruit a third baseman, then he's stuck at that particular position. That's what's in his head. But if shortstop and second, those guys are pretty versatile, and that's a great way to get those guys on the field at multiple positions. That leads kind of into my next question. How important is it to have more than one position and not be limited these days? Everybody wants to be the shortstop. Everybody wants to play in the infield. As kids develop, when they start playing baseball from kid pitch, to rec ball, to travel ball, nobody wants to be in the outfield, but they don't know how important being in the outfield is. And then also elaborate on tools and what that means as far as recruiting.
Yeah, it's important. Tools is important, but it's not the overall kicker for us. Tools are very, very nice. You can take a guy that's a senior, that maybe tooled out. He's not gonna get no better. Then you can take a guy that's got less tools and go through our training. Then now we think the upside is better in a year. We may take that same guy that, say, for instance, we take a guy that's tools out, that we may be tools out. He may be a guy that's a baseball player all year round since he was a freshman. Now you take another guy that's not as toolsy. Now he may play football in the fall, then he goes into basketball in the winter, then he comes out to baseball at the end of basketball season every year for 4 years in high school. So therefore, he's missing reps, he's missing swings, he's missing weights and all that stuff. Now you put in consideration, are he going to come here in August? What we're going to do in August to December, every day he's going to be baseball. Now he's probably going to catch that guy. So there's a lot of different ways that we evaluate on tools guys. Like we got two guys right now that their whole life they put their eggs in football. Didn't do nothing in the summer and nothing at all in the summer baseball-wise. Okay, and then now we got him. We got one in his second year, and now he's going to be a draft pick this year. And then we got one as a freshman this year, and he had a heck of a fall this fall. And then, by the end of next year, he's going to be a draft pick, as well, because, we call him raw, so therefore now they're the developing tool, the tools that we evaluated that we participate that they are going into, so it's, it's a lot of different ways you can look at, guys, with tools, just like, way I just, explained it to you. And that's important. Everyone is different. It's like every scout's opinion is different, and every coach's his opinion is different on what I just, tapped on.
Well, definitely that makes a difference. I think sometimes that, people read or hear things that, he didn't have this tool or, he didn't do this correctly. But, you have to have more than one tool to make it to the majors. And that's when, analytics and things like that come into play. Whereas, 25 years ago in baseball, before the Oakland A's did it, they didn't really put numbers and things on the table as far as baseball we're talking about. To make a case for a guy that he's going to, project as if you said already to be this at this level, or project to be he's going to be right now he's pitching 86, but he's projecting to be 95. And those are the things that, baseball people talk about when it comes to getting to the next level. and right now our next level is college, but you've also spoken about professional baseball as well. How much of a grind is the junior college right now with the COVID situation going on? You had to change things up. Your roster numbers probably are more than what they usually were. Go into detail about that for us.
Yeah, it most definitely has been challenging. For simple fact is that now groups no more than 10 inside a facility. And which when it was warmer, it really didn't affect us much because we was able to with us having 57, we was able to still bring them in groups. And it made for longer days for us. In sense, because we had 6 different groups, so therefore we had 6 different times that groups was coming in, and and then the longer we went with the groups, the longer the day was for us, because we couldn't get the first group started until around 1 o'clock once guys got out of class, but we had to coordinate what guys got out of class on what days to be able to divide up our groups. But it was challenging, but being coaches, we what we call it, we find a way, we found a way to make it happen, and then also being able to with making that schedule, it also made it longer for them guys, because now we get to go and work on your skills. Then you also had to get your lifting in, so therefore they had to come back or get gym memberships, in at the Y here in town. And then it's one of the toughest things early. We got our guys on campus August the 14th, and we weren't able to do anything to September the 15th. They weren't able to come over to the facility or do anything. So it made it challenging trying to keep them guys occupied where, they couldn't even go in each other's rooms over in the dorms, so we had to be creative. Let's try to find things to do to get them outside of the dorm room so they didn't cause havoc up there in the dorms, and then we had more problems, so it's most definitely and got better. We was limited, this year on our scrimmages. We normally have 20 dates that we can play teams in the fall, and this fall we only had 2 dates, so therefore we didn't have the opportunity to see our guys against other competitors, but we did a lot of inter-squatting, and therefore they're out there wild inter-squatting, guys know each other, so you try to do your best on not letting the same hitter, see the same pitcher every time. And, we had to get really creative and make sure that we was doing that, because at sometimes it wasn't a good inning squad. The simple fact is, the innings level was down, so we had a shot and we had to stop and get their attention. And then once you got their attention, the energy got back up. But after playing each other 30 times this fall, it got old. So but we made it through this fall, so we're looking forward for the next semester.
Well, yeah, it's been tough all the way around. Again, this is Mack Chambers with Seminole College in Oklahoma. It's one of the top junior college baseball factories, if you will. They've been putting out a lot of talent. If you've been listening the whole time, he went through the gamut about it. They're national champions, multiple major league draft picks. This is a place where if you got the talent, you may want to be. Coach, talk about also the junior college level as far as development goes. Sometimes guys have to stay 2 years, and sometimes they get drafted early. And you guys have experienced that, at Seminole already. What advantage does that have for you guys at Seminole and preparing someone to go to the next level? Let's say the guy, he's developed the way that you guys want him to, and he's not going to go to college. How do you get someone ready like that?
Well, it's from day one. From day one that we make sure that they have expectation on what they want to do, and then a lot of guys that we get and that we recruit. We are recruiting the same guys that, the D1s that are recruiting, So now I sell pitch to them is that, you need a little more development, the nothing against D1s, but D1s only got a certain amount of hours per week.
Yeah, it's about 20.
I think it's 20.
Yeah.
I think it's 20 hours per week.
That's
correct. We tell them guys, hey, we get 20. We have 20 hours in by Tuesday. Because there's no limit of work we do. We'll start, what we call morning weights. We'll start morning weights, Tuesday, Thursdays, starting at 5:30. Our first group comes in at 5:30. And, so therefore, the time that we can spend with our guys, we don't have no limit, so the development is important. From day one, we tell them guys, we have a plan, for them, as a position player, on what we need to do. We do things a little different. Like we'll evaluate them guys, give them evaluation early. That way now, when we have that evaluation early, then when we have that exit meeting, now we'll talk about, okay, here's the things that we discussed that you need to get better at throughout the fall. All right. Now, when they come in the next minute, now we mark off what things that we feel like they got better at, and things they didn't get better at, So therefore now over the break, 45 days away from us, how are you going to fix them? And you couldn't fix them when you was here for 45 days, or more than 45 days. So some guys that, we ask that, they need to go in a different direction. But some guys, they did what they supposed to do on development, to get better, to give themselves a chance, not only to get on the field, but be successful when they get on the field. Be successful against the best, teams we're going to play. For me, I stayed in high school as long as I did because I'm big on development. I'm huge on development. I love seeing guys come in as freshmen and then send them out as seniors to, big time JUCOs or Division I. Then if they go to Division I, they play as a freshman. And that's key. And a lot of guys, like we got a few guys, right now. If the draft was normal, we wouldn't have had them. But it was good for them because it gave them an opportunity to come in here and get stronger and clean up whatever arm action, clean up repeatability out front with all the different pitches. Be consistent, shorten your swing up, or they get better defensively. Get your feet work better behind the plate. All them things, taking better routes and getting better reads off the bat and the outfield. All them things is big when it comes to developing it, and we can spend time after time. We have early work every day. The guys want to come in, pitchers, if we got practice at 2:00, pitchers got to be, it's automatic. They got to be here at 1:30 doing their early work. Now we'll have set times for catchers, infields, and outfield to come in and get early work as a team. But that's aside them guys able to come in on their own and get early work. I'm a big feet guy, even for pitchers. We got plow boxes, speed boxes, we got hurdles, we got ladders, we got jump ropes. All that stuff is out, but them guys can access it anytime they want because I'm big on feet. You got to have good feet to be able to play this game at a high level, consistently.
With the COVID outbreak starting in March and everybody being kind of jumbled up, and you talked about the different challenges that you've had so far in 2020. Now, one thing I know that the NCAA and also the junior college level in all sports came back with is you guys gave the athletes that were there an extra year if they needed it. So go into that a little bit, how that affected you guys. Did you guys have some guys that decided to stay and take advantage of that? And how is that kind of hindered or helped recruiting as well?
For us, it wasn't a factor. Every guy that we had last year had offers and had scholarships to go play. So all them guys left. One thing that you said, my phone was blowing up from the incoming freshmen, from, dads, well, is this guy staying? Is this guy staying? How is it going to affect us? I said, well, all our guys are leaving. We're sending all our guys out. For me, it doesn't, benefit, well, I said it would have benefited us because, of course, one of the kids was my son. He was drafted in the 11th round in 2019. But, maybe my coaching staff, we had some disagreements on, like, man, it's time for him to go. He spent 2 years here at JUCO, so it's time for him to go. Now, would our team been better? Sure, our team would have been better. We had several guys that we could have brought back that team could have been better because of experience, so therefore, I made a decision that, hey, all our guys are leaving. They all got somewhere to play, so they're leaving, so now we're bringing in our incoming freshmen, and we are pleased with our incoming freshmen and the freshmen that was here last year, what they have done throughout the fall and the expectation we got. We're excited to see what they're going to do for us, so really it didn't affect us either way, because I didn't keep no one, and all my guys that came in, incoming freshmen, was able to bring them all in without a problem.
Well, that sounds great, and it sounds that's a contributing factor to the development that you've been talking about the whole time.
Sure.
And that's what you want to do, is develop. And I think a lot of times kids and parents have unrealistic expectations when it comes to baseball as development. There's a development aspect that sometimes we don't see. Everybody's in the me now or see it now, I want to see it right now type of phase mentally, and sometimes it just doesn't happen like that. Now, before I let you go, you have a unique, in my opinion, being a black head coach in baseball. Here on Your Marc Show, we have a segment on the diamond that's about the black baseball player. Myself, being a father of a black baseball player, just telling the story of the journey that they take. It's a little bit different. We're down here in Texas, so you don't see a lot of times we're the only black family, or he may be the only black player. Throughout the years that he's played on the scene or on the team or in that organization. Sometimes it's just like that. And then another unique thing that happened this week is the Negro Leagues got recognized by MLB. Their records, some of their players are going to be brought into the record books in MLB. So my question to you is, the black baseball players, you see it from your perspective, and you play baseball as well, being a black man in baseball. What do you think that we need to do to kind of get our kids back into it? Because the Negro Leagues were very popular. This was a big thing, and we lost it. So, in my opinion, I think that it's something that I want to work with and want to promote, is to get guys back into it. I think baseball is a great sport. It's been great for my family and my son, and I want to make sure that people know that. And what do we need to do, in your opinion, to get those guys? And what are you seeing? Are kids starting to play more, or why do you think that they're not playing baseball?
Well, one of the main reasons, I think is, travel ball is so expensive. And, especially competitive, in this, if some guys don't, if you take not just a good baseball player, a good athlete, a lot of times if them guys, don't have no sponsorship, or don't have no one that's continue to push them and let them know that, the fees will be taken care of. I think them guys, shy away from that because, it's so easy for guys, basketball, there's a lot of balls laying around, basketball, and guys, and, it's not expensive, to go get a basketball, and go out and be competitive, but, playing competitive baseball, I just think the prices, I think, what the MLB RBI program is doing, I think, things, in that nature, them guys are, doing a great job. David James, with that's, the president of that program, them guys are trying to get into the inner cities and try to, give grants and scholarships, to help, inner city kids, which, not all the time they're African American kids, but they're minority. I just think, guys continue to do that, and land a foundation, that way it's going to, I think it's going to continue to get more black kids involved in the game of baseball, and them guys also, being able to see, black guys in their area that's been successful doing playing baseball. Because it's, so easy. It's so many. We have a lot of black, players. Football, basketball. And all other sports that's been successful. That they see. So they just need to see more of the same kind in their area. In there to help them. Want to continue to play, because another thing. I didn't coach a couple guys that started playing and they quit. And the reason that they quit because they can't deal with the failure of baseball. They're a great athlete, and then the failure, mainly the hitting out in the field. One of the first things that guys do is stick them in the outfield because they can run, which, to me, I'm an infield guy. It's the first thing I put them in the infield, but, the hitting part, that's when it comes challenging. Them guys, whether they scare the ball, and they're just, it comes from not seeing it enough and been around enough, getting the reps, in the proper training to prevent that. Maybe they've been hit with a ball with somebody trying to, coach them. They can't throw BP, work the flip, and that's why they're skating in the box. For me, it's a lot of different things. It's not just one reason. It's a lot of different, things that is why the guys are not playing. But me as an individual, I just try to, once I see them guys, some guys, like you said, I was at a showcase with 50 guys the other day, and it was out of 50, it was one black kid. I made an effort, just to go out and, hey man, keep working, man, keep working. I see what you're doing, so it's one of them things that it's going to continue to be that way until, everybody, catch hold and want to do it, I guess.
Well, that's definitely what it is. And I appreciate you giving us the time today, Coach Chambers. This is the part of the show where you can kick some shout outs if you like. Also give information about Seminole. If you got some showcases coming up, let us know that, and we'll also get that out for you here on Your Marc Show. Coach Chambers, Mack Chambers from Seminole College in Oklahoma. It's a junior college. And go ahead and do that for us, Coach Chambers, before we get out of here.
Yeah, I'd just like to thank, everybody at Seminole State, College for giving me the opportunity to take over this program, and then Coach Lloyd Simmons for instilling all the things he instilled with me. I had a lot of, great coaches along the way. One of my high school coaches, Chris Bunch, he just retired after, 50 years at the same school there in Spiro. Ken Franklin, Neil Perrin, all them guys was inspiration to my success where I'm been at today. I appreciate them guys.
Well, we appreciate you here on Your Marc Show. This has been Coach Chambers. I surely appreciate you hopping on with me today. Very informative. I think we got a lot of information out there that needs to be known because, baseball, it's been a big thing. I think people need to know how they need to get seen. And then it doesn't just, go for baseball. I think you can use this in any sport to get that information and knowledge that you dropped today. We appreciate you joining us here on Your Marc Show on 105.4 RPWP, thepulseradio.com. We'll take a quick break, and then we'll be back with the next segment on Your Marc Show.